Was there ever a time where you didn't have to bring the theme song into the equation?
Buckle up, team. Surrender, mutant.
I'm humming it right now.
That's
every time somebody just says the thing, you know, but like, no, look, man, like, again, there's just certain DNA parameters of the OG show, right? The theme song is absolutely one of them. The intro is absolutely one of them. In order to do things right, in order to do things properly as an homage and as a continuation, you just have to include priority DNA from the original source. And so, yeah, the theme was always like, we're doing a theme.
Hi, Jake. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're doing great. We're so excited to be talking to you. We are absolutely loving the show, and it's just such a blast from the past for us. We grew up as hardcore X-Men fans, so this is a great treat.
Love to hear it because, you know, same.
Amazing.
Out on this end.
Oh, that's perfect. And it's actually really funny because we're actually hosting a panel this weekend at Toronto Comicon with the cast, and we're premiering the first episode.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know of that one, and Lenore was talking to me about that one yesterday. I believe like Larry Houston and a few others are going to be there. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to hearing all about that. I can't wait to get the feedback from that.
Honestly, like, how could you not be excited for us? Like, this is rare that we do this. When we got the screeners, it was just like, stop what we're doing. We're diving into the show. And it's funny because, like, you're having a series that was so beloved, one of the most iconic animated shows of all time. You're bringing back the cast. How do you approach taking on a series that's so beloved like this, bringing back the original cast, and also want to modernize it a little bit for today's audience?
Great question. And luckily, a lot of that was figured out well before I was brought on. You know, that was always in the vision. You know, and drafted by Bo DeMeo, his vision. You know, and in tandem with Marvel from like day one. You know, that was always. You know, this show is going to be a revival, not a reboot. You know, it's going to be a continuation. The goal is you should be able to go from OG show right into ours, or if for new audiences, when you watch ours, you should be able to go from that to the OG show. You know, thankfully, where the sandbox was, what the sandbox parameters were more or less figured out by the time I brought on board. My goal was, and my job was to help figure out the visual parameters of the sandbox, you know, in tandem with the rest of our in-house, team. What is too clean? What is too 4K? What is too dirty? What is too filtered? You know, never mind going into the visual aspect of everything. You know, shooting stuff. What was the cinematic language of the 90s? You know, what were they using? What was being directed? You know, how things were being directed? What were the hot films of the time? What were the inspirational? What was being done in anime, feature animation, TV? All of that, doing that research and figuring out, oh, this is the vibe of it. This is how we keep it 90s, you know, specifically in dialogue, acting, emotional stuff, getting that 90s X-Men, you know what I'm talking about, that close up on the eye. The camera was in there, right? Doing that. But then when it comes to the action, at the end of the day, we've got to stay relevant, right? A lot of my friends and peers and coworkers, you know, and people in this industry are pushing the medium of what animation, TV animation, feature animation can do. It's not just a children's medium. It's a form of storytelling. It's another form of story. Yeah. And so leaning into that too, having to stay relevant, that's where, when it came to action, I like to use the quote, that's where we can go hog nasty wild, you know? That's where I encourage our directors to encourage the board artists, and then themselves jumping in. I jumped in too. That's where you can bring a little bit of modernization in, because at the end of the day, as an audience, our sensibilities have changed, right? We've grown so much since over the 30 years, you know. So to do the show verbatim wouldn't translate as strongly now, given the different audiences, you know, and sensibilities now. So it's, you know, you bring it grounded, you shoot it, you feel it, make it feel like it is the 90s. When it gets to the action, you're jazzed, you're excited, you're hyperventilating, and then by the time it's over, we bring it back, you know. And that's what I feel like helps it visually go, it's the show I remember.
Yeah. And what we loved so much is, was there ever a time where you didn't have to bring the theme song into the equation?
Buckle up, team. Surrender, mutant.
I'm humming it right now.
That's
Every time somebody just says the thing, you know, but like, no, look, man, like, again, there's just certain DNA parameters of the OG show, right? The theme song is absolutely one of them. The intro is absolutely one of them. Mm-hmm. In order to do things right, in order to do things properly as an homage and as a continuation, you just have to include priority DNA from the original source. And so, yeah, the theme was always like, we're doing a theme. We're doing a theme. You know, but what I look forward to is the audience genuinely taking in the opening credits. Don't skip them. I know you guys won't, but trust me, don't skip them. And further in tandem, I got to give a shout out to Larry Houston, you know, OG guy himself. We were able to bring him back in. He happily came in and helped work on co-direct and supervise on the opening titles, the original ones that he did. We even got some original storyboards from him that he did. And he may or may not, as an artist, get to have full circle. Some stuff had to get cut due to time because of the intro. We see how fast it goes. So it'd be really cool, hypothetically, to see some of those storyboards come to life.
Yeah.
You know, and I also want to give a shout out to our directors, Emmy Animura and Chase Conley. They were the ones that were really in there with Larry, working on the title. I was supervising that while working on the other stuff. So, but yeah, they were the ones that really got their hand dirty on the title. So, yeah, thank them and Larry. Sure.
We love that. Jake, thank you so much for your time, man. You're awesome. I hope we get to talk to you again. We love the Kith hoodie, by the way.
Hey, yeah.
Love that one. Yeah.
Love it.
I like the Powerline shirt. I just noticed that. I was like, that either says Borderlands or Powerline. And then you went, there it is. All equally good. So,
but thank you so much for your time, and all the best to you. Enjoy this, man. It's incredible. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much for enjoying it, guys. Thank you.